Good morning and welcome to all of you. Today we have a very special person with us to have an interview, a conversation on IPP. He is none other than the veteran Jesuit educationist Father Tom Kunnumkal, who was formerly the CBSE, that is Central Board of Secondary Education Chairman of India, and also the founding chairman Open Schools India, and also principals in many schools in Patna and New Delhi. Father is a wonderful person who is not only involved in education, he is also social, interreligious aspects. He is a veteran scholar and also he was part of this IPP in the beginning last 25 years ago, imparting IPP training to all over our teachers and Jesuits in South Asia. So we have Father Tom Kunnumkal with us to share his experience about the IPP, especially of the last 25 years, and looking forward for the future, the IPP that take Indian education forward. Let's listen to Father. You have been involved in Jesuit education, especially IPP training for many years, and you will have a lot of experience of IPP, imparting IPP to people, training them. Could you share a few things about IPP with our audience?
Well, I will say several things about what is unique about IPP. There are several points that are unique about IPP. For instance, it breaks free from the traditional learning paradigm, where the individual is the focus. Whereas in IPP, it makes small groups the focus of learning. Therefore, IPP presents a learning model that is an act of community, something very unique.
Right.
We live today in a very divided world, divided internationally, divided nationally, and within the nation. IPP makes a very unique contribution to the evolution of a united, connected, and connected human community through cross-border cooperation. Our GC36 makes cooperation and networking a new Jesuit paradigm. It says we must make it a characteristic of our Jesuits, IPP provides us with an effective paradigm for such collaboration and networking at the micro level in our Jesuit classrooms. Another point, working together in small mixed teams enables the very young children to discover the other. So prepares them, the important thing is it prepares them for collaboration and synergistic alliance in their adult learning in adult years. Present, I know in the system some people fail, perhaps more than some. Can we save them? Can we save them? IP says yes. It provides an effective pedagogy to make everyone a winner. We thus reach the unreached, responding to the gospel paradigm, and search and find the lost sheep, even if it's only one. By adding some regular technology support to IPP, making everyone a winner becomes quite possible through IPP. I would mention one more point. Good education must develop the students holistically. Hard competition where a few win and most lose is touted as the only sure way to success. But by mutual sharing and receiving the resources from others, everyone develops more. And here in IPP we have an alternate and much more effective development model to the present and much touted competition model. When widely accepted and actually used, IPP will provide a new winning formula for most, not a few, but for most, and through it bring about societal transformation. So these are some of the things, for instance, that IPP precisely provides and makes it therefore a very unique and very effective paradigm for much higher levels of educational achievement.
Yes, Father. That's very good. That's beautifully you brought it out. When we look at IPP, the process of IPP has five important elements. No? The first one is the context. Then context gives an experience, and experience leads to reflections, and reflection leads to action, and action has to be evaluated. So these are the five elements of IPP. Could you say something about the context, the importance of context in the life of the students?
I mean, to mention briefly, for instance, the fact that context anchors education in a reality, the real context in which we make the learning possible. Therefore, it's an important contribution, make learning context based. Now, most of our learning is head level learning. IPP says make it also a heart level learning, make it experience based. Practically, very little real reflection takes place in learning in the classroom. Reflection. It is all giving one way, whereas IPP says reflect. So the reflection is again an important real element of learning that is given in IPP.
That means it stresses on critical thinking, no?
That's
Developing
right.
critical
That's
thinking.
that's
Yeah.
right. That is right. Yes. And then, if learning doesn't produce action, then there is no point in learning. Therefore, in emphasis, not only after this experience-based reflections, there should be action. And then a feedback, how well has it gone, an evaluation. Therefore, it's a very profoundly effective learning paradigm that IPP we have.
Beautiful. It's a new model, and we call
It's
it the
an
integral paradigm in that sense.
integral paradigm,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
integral paradigm. Father, you have seen through last 25 years. Does IPP change the mindsets of Jesuit education? What do you just generally what you feel, especially in South Asian context, or should we strive for more?
It has to be, if it is used only by a few people, a very few people, few teachers, then the effectiveness will, they will experience the benefits of it. But if widely used, it becomes our Jesuit paradigm for in the classroom for many, for most, then there will be a real revolution taking place, a learning revolution, and as a result, lots of transformation. As I said, societal transformation becomes possible through a program like this, societal transformation, because change of attitudes the people changes them, changes them.
Do you see that because of this IPP introduction in South Asia, does it contribute to the change of classroom setup in any way? What is your experience? Is a traditional classroom is one side and no teacher on the
I
stage
know, I know,
teaching, a sage on the stage we call,
no,
but IPP gives in a different model.
I know. It's essentially learning to be effective has to be an interactive process, not an just one person or two persons being active, interactive. So IPP essentially is a process by which a group interacts. We learn together. We learn together. Yeah.
IPP makes Jesuit education unique compared to other educational system. And you had been yourself in part of the governmental system, CBSE, Central Board of Education. So you have been chairman and you have dealt with various other educational methods. Now, what way this is unique? In short, can you explain what way IPP is unique?
I mean, in our country, I think in honesty, we should say that there is a learning deficiency experienced by most students. Reason being the way we teach and the way they learn. A very old and outdated and non-interactive system. So that if in our educational policy, the very idea of learning is changed into a more modernized, interactive system,
Experiential, no?
then experiential system, then lots of things will change. Lots of things will change. So that's why if a revolution, we need a revolution, a learning revolution, and therefore a teaching revolution. So including also today, it's very important also that we include technology. Technology has to be included to make it much more effective.
Further, just one more question I want. As JEA, we have been involved in 400 schools in South Asia, India and Nepal especially. And I would like to know from you what message you give based on the IPP for the modern generation, especially the generations which we are dealing with.
I think several of those schools are what we might call lead schools. They are considered some of the very best schools in the area or in a wider area, sometimes nationally. Now, so many things have changed also in education. So obviously our Jesuit schools have to change their learning paradigm methods. And I think an important addition that we should make in the Jesuit schools, technology. Today with so many changes happening and the availability of technology, we should use effectively our technology to support education. And in IPP again, using technology supported IPP. So I think this will make a big difference.
That's true. That's true. Because last 25 years ago, situation was different. Today we have advanced a lot in the digital world. Therefore, we need to use it. I
Yes,
agree with you.
yes,
And our teachers also, Father. These days, what we see is it's a new generation teachers. No, they are
yeah.
not experienced in this. I think. Do you have any suggestion for the new teachers and for the JEA for the teachers?
And I think making updating regular and insisting on that. Today, I mean, you have Alvin Toffler's statement, the illiterate of the 21st century is not one who cannot read and write, but who is unwilling to learn, to unlearn, to relearn. Now, how many teachers are ready to learn, unlearn, relearn? This is essential. Therefore, regular updating, mandatory for all teachers. I think this is something that we must have in our schools. Yeah.
Thank you, Father. Thank you for your brief
Okay.
sharing of IPP as we celebrate the 25th year. I'm sure this will be a launching part. We are going to have its second phase IPP in a new way, and more vigorously we are going to introduce it in the classrooms. I'm sure that all the Jesuit schools will take the lead, and it will slowly penetrate to the whole education system. Thank you very much, Father Tom. Thank
Okay.
you.
Right.